I would like to give you a very fascinating story. So much pain and suffering. There was no facilities, so that was a big challenge. I said, this is very interesting. I'm Kishore Pandagade and I work with 2414 World. And so I would like to give you a very fascinating story. There is a young man, very passionate for the mission work, just freshly graduated, just wondering what is he going to do. He was praying and asking the Lord, where do I go? And so God directed him. He went to a newly started state in India. He came there, he stayed with the people, and to his surprise he saw that village and that area was absolutely secluded. There was no facilities, there was no medical clinic, there was no irrigation or no infrastructure, and there were many other things. There was no proper even roads, so that people can go and come. And also what he saw, there is so much pain and suffering. And so he was really burdened, and he packed up, he got ready, he brought his wife, and they started mission work. It was hard initially. They went around, and within no time they started going around telling about the gospel. And so a lot of people responded. People were happy, glad, because it was a new place for him, but also it was a new face for them. Within no time, he started making house groups, and he baptized some people, and he started a small church. And that church grew up from a very small number to 150 and 200. And I had the privilege to visit, and I went there, I stayed with him, I saw his work, and I was so excited to see that this man was so passionate to preach the gospel. He said, "Sir, I'm doing this work here and it's fantastic, but I'm not satisfied. I want to see the transformation in this village." And so I said, "Okay, what do you want to do?" He said, "Let's go. We will walk." He showed me a field, a barren field, that there is no crop. And he says, "I want to buy this land for the school." And I saw his vision and his passion, and I said, "This is very interesting." So I came back, and then I began to pray and asking the Lord to help him to buy the land. And so within no time the Lord helped, and we raised the funds, and we were able to purchase the land for him for the school. Now, why school? Because the children there, they do not have any kind of facilities. There is no school nearby, and the children are just wasting their lives. They do not have money. Parents don't have money to support their schoolings. And then he began to go and advertise in the villages and ask people to send their children to the school. Now, people were very scared to send their children in the school, because this is a Christian school. Whether it will be advisable or appropriate to send their children in the school, Christian school. So that was a big challenge. And behind this background is this. That area infested with a lot of local militants. They just come and ransack the homes, and they take the properties, they take the money, they take their lands, and they brutally beat and even sometimes kidnap and kill the people there. And so this missionary thought, I must go and preach the gospel first to these militants. So he dared to do that. He had courage. He took the Bible and he visited their camp. And surprisingly, somebody is invading their territory, and then they pointed a gun at him and they said, "Why are you here?" And he said, "I am just here to tell you the good news." So he gave them the gospel, came back home. He was happy that he was able to go into the camp, tell them the gospel without fear. That place, that village, and that area is absolutely dark and demonic. Only the gospel can bring the light. And we supported him. Today he has about 170 children. They are getting fantastic education, and now the school has expanded from that 2 rooms. Now he has 6 rooms, And so the school is just expanding, and now from 2 teachers, now they have 6 teachers, and the entire village is so cooperative and so happy to see their children going to the Christian school, and their lives are transformed. And one of the most important thing about the school is, and these children, they come, they learn, and they learn the Bible verses, they go back and tell to their parents. And by the grace of God, today that school is making such an impact and great difference for that entire village. This has happened because of the prayers and your support. Thank you so much for standing with 2414 World. These resources are really making difference in the field. I want to encourage you to continue to do so that we can expand God's work around the world.